Do you know what this is? Or this? Well, it's a billhook, which is apparently a very ancient tool. Now, instinctively I had a feeling it was because of its design, unique design even, with a curved bill, giving it its name. The clues are already there, aren't they? But apparently it's been used as a weapon and as a tool for over 3,000 years, which is great, isn't it? It's really nice to be, using something regularly that's that old, using something in my work, because you can use it to clear nettles or brambles or something. You can use it to clear, and you can use it to cut down little sticks if you need to make a shelter, poles like hazel poles. You can use it for pruning, you can use it for harvesting vegetables and leaves, and you can clearly use it as a weapon. Now this one I've got is a Bristol pattern, I think, because it's got the hump not quite over the hook but further back. Now there's loads of designs of these things, and they're often specific to the area and specific to the use within that area. Now this other tool is another one that I love, and it's a mattock, or a mini mattock. It reminds me pretty much of the Aboriginal digging tools and the digging sticks that the ancient people used, which is basically a long straight stick, about 4 foot long, 3.5, 4 foot long, something like that, maybe even shorter, with a pointed end that's been hardened in a fire, and it's used to dig up roots, which leads me to conclude that there was possibly something like that here in Britain. And when World Service tree, and when I think, yes, I'm right, pointed leaves, and when forests here were cut down, it meant we didn't need them, because the plant that you were digging for grew up against the trees, this is my theory, was wiped out. Now I'm really interested in ancient tools and ancient things. I mean, since I can remember, as a youth and into my adulthood, I have been fascinated, and not just fascinated, but part of my MO has been to be able to take myself anywhere in the world and be able to survive with skills that I don't need particular things for. I can just take them with me, the knowledge, get the tools made or whatever it is. So for example, that's why I like the idea of a pole lathe. A lathe you can put in between a tree with a bit of twine and some other bits of wood. You can rotate a bit of wood, and with a blade you can shape things. Obviously you can also do that by hand with a good knife. So I like that without using electricity. And I had this thing, well, you know, if you need power, then it's not really going to do the job, is it? I'm looking behind me at this one. I've never really looked at this tree from here. I mean, look at that. That is a very old hazel tree. Very old. So that's been part of my MO, as it were. My way of working or of viewing the world. So I have been amassing various tools and skills that I can use anywhere and in the event of an apocalypse. Now, I'm a great believer and follower in only using what you need, only taking what you need, and just living like that in a sustainable way. I'm trying to think of some other tools stroke weapons that are quite handy. I mean, there is the spear that's in the tube that you can throw. I can't remember what they're called now. I think loads were found in Canada not so long ago, proving that hunter-gatherers were in a certain area. I think the name might begin with A, of the name of the tool, but I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look into that, but I like that idea. You know, because, well, guns need a supply of bullets, whereas if you've got a stick, you can use it for loads of things. You know, what's brown and sticky? A stick. Now, I'm really lucky in that I get to use these tools in my job at work, so it kind of makes up for the hardness of the work, the physical demands of the work, and also they're tax deductible. But even if they weren't, I would still have a few of them. I've got 2 bill hooks and 2 mini mattocks, which should be enough, shouldn't it? Now this is really old, and that's because this is an ancient wood. It's incredibly old, and I hope it's going to be looked after, as is this one. This is a rather nice hazel grove here, and including those ones that we were looking at earlier, and quite appropriate because those poles, those straight young poles there, that's what a bill hook would be used to cut and fashion into various things, like hurdles for example, or walls of a hut. But I love that tool. It's one of my favourites. I mean, it can be used as a knife and a slasher, which is handy for walking in places like these. So, you know, it's always advisable to look after your tools. Look after things and they'll last, and so will you. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Ta-da.